2nd of December. We're kind of moving towards the end of the year now. Where is the rest of the year gone? 2022 is just like flown by. I wonder why that is. Anyway, we have a month left of 2022 before we head into 2023. Now, we need to make the next few days of this year to count for something. Don't start to wind back just yet, right? But let's really be focused and intentional on making the next 20 days matter, no matter what you're doing. Okay. I know some people, their jobs perhaps are coming to an end for the year. They're leaving their job, or whatever the case is. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that whatever you do for the end of 2022, that you end the year well. Look, I really believe that great things are going to happen in 2023. There's so many opportunities coming up, and I think we all have a lot to benefit and gain. However, it's probably also a good time for us to start contemplating, looking back at the year that was in 2022. What happened this year? You know, it's often said that experience is the best teacher. Well, I want to just correct that this morning, because experience is not the best teacher. Okay, what is evaluated experience is the best teacher. Evaluated experience. You see, we've got to take the time to actually learn the lessons from the experiences that we have had and work out how we're going to apply those moving forward. So let's just think about this for a little bit. What are you going to do now to look back at 2022 so that you can learn from the experiences you've had? Now, you're probably thinking, I've had an insanely busy year. And you're probably right. And you probably haven't actually taken the time to actually step back and reflect on what you've learned. Well, now's the time to do just that before we head into the new year. You see, you want to be able to plan in such a way that you can actually move forward based on the lessons that you've learned from 2022. Okay, so I'm going to share with you this morning just some basic things that you might want to do. So first and foremost, I want you to have a look back in your calendar for the year. Go right back to the 1st of January. Have a look there and go through day by day and just have a look and see what you were doing each and every day. Stop and look at that calendar. And as you work through your calendar, start to write down some of the things that you observe, right? Maybe some of the clients that you were doing work for. Maybe it's some of the meetings that you were having internally at your business. Whatever the case is, just start to write down some of those observations as you go. Okay, so you start to get that list of observations going. And you start to take a look at that, and you'll see key themes that actually come out of that. Now, some of you will be saying, but hey, I don't really keep a good up-to-date calendar. Wow, here's the first lesson learned for 2022 and to 2023. Make sure you keep an up-to-date calendar. And by this, what I mean is, yeah, sure, you have your bookings and bits and pieces for different things you've got scheduled, okay? But that's only the plan. Let's also start using our calendar to keep a as is, or as built, they would say in the construction world, right? They kind of start with the plan and they build according to that plan, or what seems to be best at the time, right? But then at the end of the project, they would produce the client with what they called as built, right? And this is what really happened. This is what really took place, okay? So when you look at your calendar, think of it as originally a plan. This is what I'm planning to do this week, month, year, whatever the case is, okay? You'll have regular, reoccurring meetings, all of that kind of stuff, okay? But what you want to do as each day goes by is actually just populate each part of the calendar with what really happened. What was I really working on during that time? Yeah, the thing that kind of crosses my mind is the likes of a timesheet. Who likes doing timesheets, right? But here's the time for you to really start to evaluate what's happened in the year. So the calendar is just one source of content. So if you haven't kept it up to date very well, or you don't live in a calendar, don't worry. I'm going to give you some other ideas. Okay, so you have your calendar. What else could we look at? Okay, open up the app on your phone, on your mobile phone. We all have them. That's the Photos app. And have a look in the Photos app and go back to January. Most of the smartphones, you can order it by day and all of those kind of things. Just one second, I'm going to sneeze my head off. Hang on. Wow, the joy of live stream is pretty honest and transparent when you're sneezing, isn't it? Okay, but let's just think here a little bit more about this, right? Go back to January on your phone and have a look at the photos, right? These photos will show you what you were doing, right? Not only that, but they're also going to show you the people that you were hanging out with. And I want you to note down some of those people. Maybe have two lists, right? The people that add value to you, right? And maybe another list with the people that you've been able to add value to, right? So the people that add value to you and the people that you're able to add value to. Just kind of note that down as well, right? But also the photo is going to tell you a lot. Now, if you're like me, I use my phone for taking photos of notes and things that I've written. Okay, so they've got a digitized form of those notes, so handwritten notes with one of these older pen thingamajigs, right? So just kind of have a look at all of that stuff, get an idea of what you were doing. So where else can you look for what you were doing earlier in the year? Sure, I mentioned timesheets before, those horrible things that seem to be a necessity so that we can build customers and get our money in, right? So just think about this for a moment, all right? Can you go and have a look at your timesheets for the last year? What is it that you were doing? What is it that you were working on, okay? And start to write down what are those common themes, because they're going to be useful as you plan for the next year, right? As I said before, for the people that just joined the live stream, experience is not the best teacher, but evaluated experience is. And I'm just encouraging you to do a review of 2022. What are the things that you have learned? Okay. Then what we're going to do is, once we've got all of this information, once we've been through everything day by day in our calendar, our to-do lists, I don't know, if you're in IT, maybe using things like Trello even, or whatever. Right, maybe you're using, what would we say, Atlassian and some of their tools, you know, whatever it is, wherever you record information, go through it. Go through your OneDrive, your OneNote, right? And everything should be sortable by date, and just have a look. Here's another one, scary as it may seem, but go through your internet history. If you've got your internet history on your computer, go through it and have a look. What were the things that I was looking at a year ago? Because, you know, if you're researching things, all those kind of things, and write down your observations, right? Write down the things that you've learnt that you might want to do something about in the new year, okay? Now, moving into the new year, based on this experience, you should have been able to pick up some of the things such as maybe I need to do less of certain things. Maybe there were a number of things that you were doing which weren't really producing either yourself or anyone else very much value at all, right? So what are the things I need to do less of? Consider this, okay? Also consider, what are the things that I need to do more of? What are the things that I need to do more of? Can you think of that? So as you went through, what were those things that you need to do more of? Now, factor in the likes of exercise, for instance, right? What are you doing for your health? Did you do anything last year about learning and kind of growing intentionally? You know, maybe not. Maybe you need to do more of that in the new year, right? How much of your time do you think you spent working on those relationships that matter to you the most? Relationships within your family, within your friends, whatever the case might be. Okay, so have a look at that. Who do I need to spend more time with in the new year? You know, there's nothing to stop you starting to schedule things into the new year, reoccurring meetings with your friends. I'm going to catch up for a coffee with a friend, an important friend of mine, once every 5 weeks. Put it into both of your calendars now before 2023 takes off, right? So there are all these things, right? So that you can actually put in place right now the things that are going to matter most to you. It's a fantastic opportunity, isn't it? When you think about it, we can actually right now gain some control over what the new year is actually going to look like for us. Now's the time for you to be in control of that. So I'm going to leave that with you today. I'll be back tomorrow at around about the same time with some more tips and tricks and those sorts of things around how we can review 2022 and where it's going to lead to in the new year. Until then, have a great Friday. And I look forward to talking to you. Actually, not tomorrow. What am I thinking? Monday. Let's have a couple of days off. A bit of R&R, perhaps. All right, friends. Nice talking to you all. And I look forward to talking to you later on. Bye for now.